Okay, so in this video, I'm going to go over the two different types of material that you can use in Unity. Um, the first one will be the regular material. So you'll right click down at the project, hit create, go down. This is the physics material. That is not the one you want. You want the material, which is right there. I'm totally blind. And this essentially allows you to change what an object looks like. It's pretty much like the skin of the object, and it can be different colors if you want it to be different colors. You can change the metallic to give it more of a metal look. The smoothness, which is kind of more of like a shine to it, so it's very matte versus very shiny. You can change different properties. This is how it's mapped onto the object itself. Whether or not you use tiling, if it's offset, all of those are completely available to change with. And the way that you would apply the one that I just made is if I was to create an empty, let's see, there we go, create a 3D object. We'll do a cube this time for fun. So as you can see, when I first create it, it is a plain cube. If I can just drag and drop the material there, and now you can see that it is now the black material is now on that cube. This does not change the physical properties of the cube itself. This is just changing what it looks like. If you would like to change the actual physical properties, you need to create a physics material. And you can see that right here, that the material, that's the actual physics material, there's none being applied. So in order to create a physics material, I would go down here, go to create, go down, and then click physics material. This is what's going to impact the actual physical properties of the object. So you have three different variables that you can play with. The first is the dynamic friction, second is static friction, and the third is bounciness. Dynamic and static can be any number between 0 and infinity, so the higher it is, the more type of friction that object would have. The bounciness is how literally bouncy it is. It can only go from 0 to 1. 0 being it's not going to bounce at all. 1 being it's going to be very, very bouncy. And then friction combined is what happens when there's multiple instances of the friction being calculated. And it will average that out to figure out what happens. And then the bounce combined is the same thing. So for example, if you were to take rather than doing average, you would do maximum. That would mean every single time that object would bounce, it would be bouncing at the maximum. Same with the idea behind the friction. So for this, how about we put dynamic friction at 10, and I can just drag and drop this onto my cube. And now if I click the cube, you will see it is right there. And if I hit play, you should see these two objects. Oh, wait, I forgot something. So I forgot to add a rigid body. If you don't add a rigid body, then physics is essentially not occurring on the object. So let me try it one more time. There we go. So now physics happens, and as you can see, the ball on the left has the bouncy property that I created, which doesn't have any friction applied. It only has the bounciness, and it averages it. So you'll see it bounce a couple times a fall. This guy has the new one, which has a dynamic friction of 10, so it's pretty high friction. So as soon as it touches the ground, it's not going to bounce. It's just going to stick right there like it's very heavy. So that's the difference between physics material and material. Physics material is the one that actually controls the physics properties, versus the material is just what you're looking at, essentially.